Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good everything. Welcome to Live with Joan. We're going to give it a minute for people to show up. We're going to have some fun today. I can hear me. Okay, so is anyone here? Leslie Williams?
People are jumping
Joyce?
on. People are jumping on. No one said anything yet.
Okay, well, I want to welcome you. We have a fun guest, but we have some stuff to talk about first. I want to share about last week.
Leslie Williams says hi.
Hi, Leslie.
Ann DeVere says yes.
Oh.
Anna DeVere.
Anna's the host on Smart Pet Talk TV. Oh my God, she's the host. Okay, so that one is a tongue twister. She's really good at saying it though because she's the host. Anyway, so here we are live with Joan. We have all kinds of things coming up. So it's a quite a week. Is that thing in the way?
Mm-hmm. I apologize. Because we have a guest, we can't use the mic, otherwise Joan can't hear them.
Can they not hear me?
No, they can hear you. I was just trying to
move all the things. Okay. So anyway, today we have a guest, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. And in the meantime, I want to talk about last week because it was pretty magical. And also, I want to tell you about what's coming up. So, and my puppy is so big that Penelope is looking small. Penelope looked like a medium-sized dog until a few days ago, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Now she looks tiny.
Yeah. She looks like a little delicate thing. I have a feeling, I don't know if Elsa, she's out in the classroom with Val, who's also on the team, and brings Elsa's sister Daisy. And one of these days, maybe we'll have an Elsa Daisy live. It is loud, rambunctious, and they look like they're killing each other, and they're just laughing all the way to the bank. Anyway, so we have some things coming up. We have all the spring offerings. We're getting ready for the spring intensive, which is 3 days of animal communication, 3 days of EFT, and 3 days of animal communication in sanctuaries. And we have some amazing things with the sanctuaries. We're really going next level with the animal communication and the EFT with a rescue. And we're doing the Given Center, so we get our wildlife in. We're doing Gentle Barn, so we're getting our sanctuary in. And then, the third day is a rescue. Also, we have animal communication. So the whole spring semester, if you will, spring-summer semester is, we have animal communication level 1. For those that have taken that, you're more than welcome to, or if you're a body worker, we have animal medical intuition, which is level 2. And then we have the behavior and dynamics, which is level 3. And you're doing level 4?
Yes.
Claudia is head of outreach, so she's got the animal communication in rescue, sanctuaries, and shelters. And she always gets the most amazing guests each week. And really tough cases, actually. Yeah. We should spend some time talking about that at some point, because that is really very impressive what goes on with that class. And then we have energy healing for animals coming up, and then we have animals in transition coming up. So we have a lot of classes. We've got a big semester starting April 22nd, 23rd, 24th. And that's after the spring intensive. So we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of people joining AC, Animal Communication Level 1, and so it's going to be a lot of fun people. So it's going to be really great. And then we have in person here in June. We have the Animal Medical Intuition, and how is that different from doing it online? Well, first of all, the in-person class, we do a lot with the horses and gaits, walk, trot, canter. And I say, one of the reasons it's so valuable to come and see it is, watching a horse move is like a large canvas. And then understanding it in your body becomes easy for you to know. Like I helped a friend whose cat has a broken leg or cancer, right? They don't know whether the x-ray is what it is. And I am more inclined to help her, whether it's a broken leg or cancer, we can still live with this, right? So how does the medical intuition help? I'm able to go in and say, you know what? This is how this feels. This is how the rest of the body feels. Then you're able to help the animal compensate, help the animal cope. You're able to do all sorts of things. So looking at the big canvas here in person and then drilling it down to dogs and cats is why the live class is so much fun. And I might add that I'm really loving all the live classes. I've been doing Zoom for a long time. And before that, teleseminars. I've always done a live component 4 times a year, at least when I lived in Carnation, and since I've been here the last 9 years, we've done, a live component, but then there was the pandemic, and it just, there's something about being live and in person. And so last week was another example. We had, I hosted the Northwest School of Animal Massage here, and they had 14 people. 6 people were doing horses, and 8 people were getting certified for dogs. And I organized a bunch of dogs to get here for a massage, and my dogs got massaged. My dogs got used as demos, and then my horses got massages every day. And so that was heaven for me. But also, I want to talk about these things because I jumped onto the Animal Business Academy last night with the students that have graduated or are in the process of graduating. And I'm really trying to work their, help them with their mission statement and things like that. And I'm just reminded when I see how happy I am because my animals got massaged, how much your dog, I'll let Claudia tell a story in a minute, just the value of this work. And being able to be in person, to laugh in person again is a lot. So as much as I love that I have a whole online platform, and we have a ton of digital classes too if you're new to me. And if you're new to me, my name is Joan. I'm an animal communicator, energy healer, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University, which is a platform with digital live courses and advanced coaching. And we have everything from animal communication to energy healing. But anyway, getting back to the live classes, there's just something about it. I will always have the digital classes. I will always have the live online classes. But I mean, we have like Joanne coming. We have so many fun people. Jan is coming. Like people that I've only known online for years coming to Spring.
Ellen Dillon.
Ellen Dillon. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how much fun this is going to be. So I'm all about the fun and a little bit of work. Actually, I like the balance. So I encourage you to look at what's coming up in the live classes. We have the energetic horsemanship. We have all kinds of fun live courses coming up, and I'd really like to, invite you to look at it and think about coming out. Who's here?
Okay. Terry Ann says, hi, can't find my contacts, but I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Terry Ann, I left my reading glasses at home.
Yeah,
so
it must be the day.
It's the day. That's why I was laughing. Barbara Campbell says, good morning from Boise.
Good morning. Barbara
Good
Campbell's
morning.
another fun person.
Who's going to be here?
Who's going to be here?
Heather Barklow says, Tuesday greetings from Glide, Oregon.
Wow, she made it live.
That's awesome. Tanya put all the links in. Nancy Bishop says, hi guys. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
I got to teach Nancy in the intro class last week. Audrey Johnson says, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Dana Vian says, good morning.
I
Yay!
texted Dana yesterday, and then she texted me last night and said, can you talk tomorrow? It's like, I can.
Awesome.
Later. But yeah.
Ellen Dillon says, good afternoon.
Good
and
afternoon.
Holly Tobias says, hi.
Hi, Holly. I wish Holly was coming out for the spring intensive, but maybe we'll meet her one day. Maybe when I'm on the East Coast. So we're lining up some really fun things with my chakra book coming out October 7th. And in the meantime, we're plugging away at my life as an author with other books. So I'm asking everyone, if you have not read this book, or even if you haven't read the book and you want to just lie on Amazon, I would really appreciate it. No, I'm kidding. I am shamelessly asking for reviews, because the more reviews that you get, the more that it automatically sells, and the more that it automatically sells, it helps to spread the word. And you know, I am at this point where I'm really looking at the idea that the more that we are very specifically doing this animal communication, examining from a chakra standpoint, being aware of who they are and seeing them as full human, full beings with their own agency, giving them agency, we're literally saving lives, because when we start looking at them as an extension of ourselves, then when it goes wrong, what happens? They get returned to the shelter. So we've got a lot of work to do, and that's why I'm really pushing my books. That's one way, if you can't fly out here, to start getting on the journey. So that's it.
And Heather Barklow says, yay, I'm enjoying spring break. Wahoo.
I know, I figured you must be on spring break if you're here.
And Lindsay is ready to go.
Okay, so we have a special guest, because in addition to all the classes coming up, we have two very amazing trips coming up. We have the dolphin trip in June and Tula Tula for elephants in September. But we have Lindsay with us who I'm co-hosting this dolphin trip. I'll let her introduce herself. She's quite, she's got the nature thing down, I'll tell you. She's, if I had the path I had, I think it'd be what she's doing. We all end up here anyway, so. Is she here?
Yeah, she's coming. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and...
So we have to turn this around.
Yes. There she comes.
All right.
Hi, hold on, Lindsay.
Okay.
Hold on. There you go.
Do I look normal on your screen? Because I'm sideways on my screen.
Yeah, you look normal.
Yeah, you look normal.
Perfect. Perfect.
And show everyone your necklace. What is your necklace? That's what caught my attention.
Yes. It's my... It's dark again. Okay. Let's see. There. Okay. This is I got this in Mexico, in Baja. It's abalone shell. And I got it like a year and a half ago in Mexico. And then it's like my favorite piece of jewelry that I have.
Yeah. And it's
I think when the guy was, they were like, oh, it's a whale tail. I was like, no, it's a dolphin tail, because dolphins are my favorite animal. So in my mind, it's a dolphin tail. But it can be used interchangeably.
Yeah.
Dolphins are a form of whale, so it is a whale tail.
And certain whales are dolphins, so there we go.
Exactly.
Like our little orca friends.
Interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us what you do. She has the most fun job.
Yes. So I am a little bit all over the place. What I do right now is I run day trips in the Everglades. So I drive a transit van, and we pick people up along Miami and Fort Lauderdale and on the East Coast and we also have trips that leave from the West Coast, and we go across the state into the Everglades and the Big Cypress. We take people to airboat tours, to boat rides through the 10,000 islands, and then I guide them on hikes in the Big Cypress and the Everglades. And then the whole time, my biggest is we're interpreting the ecosystem for all the guests, so that everybody leaves not just seeing the wildlife, but fully understanding how the ecosystem interacts with them, how all the different areas interact with them, and so on and so forth. So that's what's really cool about our trips, and that's my goal in every trip that I guide, is that people don't just leave with an experience, but they also leave with a full interpretation of the area and how the wildlife is interacting with it and how it is kind of all connected, because that's the true magic, I think, in wildlife and in places, is it's not just the interaction of, oh, I want to go like swim with this manatee or swim with the dolphin, but it's like you actually understand what the whole purpose behind it is. And so that's what's really cool. And so I do those trips. And then in the summertime, I move up to North Florida, and I spent a year taking people swimming with manatees in Crystal River. And so I just go back up there in the summertime because I miss the manatees. Even though it's not technically manatee season in the summer, they're there year round. So I go back there in the summer and I take people swimming with manatees, and we go scalloping. And then I've started doing these international trips all over to just bring people to more places. So I got back from Mexico last month, where we did gray whales and blue whales, with which Joan and I will hopefully share with you one day. But yeah, so all of that. But here, we'll definitely talk about dolphins today.
Yeah. So our trip is June
14th to the 21st.
Yeah, June 14th through the 21st. So it's coming up, and it's a pod of dolphins. So, I want to go back to the manatee thing. Last year I had an experience where I got to swim with manatees, and I was with this one for about an hour, and it wasn't just like I could have served cocktails on this guy, on this girl's back,
Yes.
right? She just hung out with me like it could have been, I could have had lunch there. But it was the most magical thing, kept rolling over, getting belly rubs. And, when you have that kind of an interaction with wildlife, I mean, it makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make it up, and you almost question whether it really even happened. And
100%. Yeah.
and then what happens on the dolphin trips is so this particular pod of dolphins is very habituated with people, and so they're curious. They're not just habituated and like, oh, you're cool, I'm not going to run away, but they're like, hey, what are you wearing? Right? So
yeah.
it's yeah, they're gonna want that necklace because it's shiny.
Yeah, I know. I'll
Yeah,
hide it.
yeah. But then you have these experiences that are like, I can't even believe I mean, I can't even believe I just had that experience. It's more than like in junior high when that cute boy caught your attention. It's like, it's like, wow, that dolphin looked at me for like a minute.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be insane. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I tell everyone, like, dolphins are my favorite animal. So on the trips I do now, we take people and we can see the dolphins in the Everglades, and they jump behind the boat. And every time I scream the loudest, and all my boat captains that go out with me, they know that, like, I'm the dolphin girl, and I'll just get so excited. And so, like, when I tell them, we're doing a dolphin trip and swim with them, I'm like, I really think I'll just pass out. Like, I'll be so excited, but don't worry, I won't let anyone else get hurt. But I just, we'll definitely have a really great time. Like, it will be an incredible week. So.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot of fun. And the thing, oh yeah, the puppy broke the couch again. Okay. Sorry, she was trying to put her dog her dog went on the hike with us this morning. So, yeah, This so maybe you could tell a little bit about like the Atlantic Spotted Dolphins.
Yeah,
And
definitely. So they're they're a little different than bottlenose dolphins just because they're a little smaller, but they're known to be a lot more social with people and a lot more curious. So I see bottlenose dolphins all the time, and you try to swim with them, and generally they just like don't care about you. They love to play in boat wakes, they love to bow ride, but they're not specifically super interactive. But this specific pod of bottlenose dolphins has been interacting with humans for over 40 years, which is super amazing. And we are going with the guy who really started it. So his name's Captain Scott, and he has been doing it and swimming with these dolphins for over 40 years. He knows them all by name.
yeah,
We have a catalog of all the dolphins on board. So when we get out of the water, we're going to be able to be like, oh, did you swim with Spot? Did you swim with Sky? Like, who did you swim with today? Which I find really amazing because I feel like where else in a wild environment do you get to know each individual animal on such a personal level? And so what's really neat about this trip is that because we're going to be on a live aboard, so we get to be on the dolphin grounds. So there are other places, other companies that will take you to swim with the dolphins in Bimini in the Bahamas, but they all leave from land, which means you go out to swim with these dolphins when they're sleeping because these animals are mostly like nocturnal. They're actually feeding mostly at night, and then during the daytime they like to take lots of naps. So what's really cool about what we're doing is that we're going to be out there, so we get to see when they're awake, which gives us the opportunity to respect them as best as we can, because we get to interact with them when they're actually wanting to interact as well, as opposed to in the mid-afternoon when they're trying to get their naps, things like that. And then what's really neat is that because these animals are nocturnal, sometimes if we get really lucky, we could have the opportunity. I know this is like the dream. Excuse my dog. This is
yeah,
like
I
the
know.
dream. Yeah. That we could potentially swim with them after the sun goes down and under stars, which in the Bahamas, the stars are just magnificent. And then we get to swim with the dolphins at night in like crystal clear water with like lights around the boat. And I mean, I think it'll happen because we're out there on the boat. So I'm pretty
I
confident in that. And yeah.
I did 7 years of this of a similar trip, different
Mm-hmm.
captain, but
Yeah.
the same sort of boat. And all the other companies do leave from the land, and we weren't allowed to swim with them, but we did see them at night. And so I'm excited that we get to swim with them with
Yeah.
this captain. But being out on the water in the Bahamas in June under the stars is like nothing else on the planet. Like nothing
Oh,
else on the
I'm
planet.
so
I
excited.
cry when I get there, and I cry when I leave because it is so magical. It is so
Yeah.
magical. And I mean, 8 years I cried leaving
Well,
and
I'm sure
coming
the
home.
Dolphins will remember you, Joan. They don't forget. They're
I
like
know.
so
That's
special.
what I'm so excited
Yeah.
about. It's this same pod that I swam with
Yeah.
forever. And I
Um,
did 2 trips back to back, so I was with them for 2 weeks solid. But
oh wow.
yeah, and the thing is is there are areas where the bottlenose feed, and then there are different areas
The
where
spotted
the
dolphins are.
spotted dolphins are, and the spotted dolphins are famous for like disrupting pirates' booty down way down. You know, they'd go you down, and all the jewels would go, and they'd be like, "Oh, this is fun," and the pirates are ready to kill the dolphins. But
Yeah.
the dolphins, they love fun, and especially this pod. They really, it's like anatomically they have a smile on their face, but like you can feel them smiling.
Yeah.
So it,
I think the connections are what is going to be so incredible for
yeah,
everyone.
and you can't make this up.
No,
Yeah,
definitely not.
and so maybe you could tell we're going to be on the boat for how long?
Yeah. So I'll just give a rundown of just the itinerary, just so people can know what to expect and kind of what my role will be on the trip and what you're going to get out of it. So essentially, we leave. It's a Saturday to Saturday trip, so it's a full week. And what's great is that we leave from the U.S. So you do need your passport because you are going to be in the Bahamas. However, you don't need to worry about any other flights other than flying to Florida if you're not already in Florida or whatever. And we're going to be able to fly into multiple airports. You could fly into West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami. They're all within a couple hours. The closest would be West Palm
West
Beach.
Palm, yeah,
West Palm. The cheapest will probably be Fort Lauderdale.
yeah.
And Fort Lauderdale is only like an hour
If
from
there's no
Fort Lauderdale.
traffic.
Yeah, but it's a us on the boat that night. And all like dietary options are welcome. We can just kind of give them a heads up of what we need in advance, and then we'll be able to kind of accommodate that on the boat. So we'll have dinner on the boat, and then overnight, we are gonna be going over to the Joan. Can you still hear me? You look frozen. Hello, Joan. Hello. Let me. Okay. Um, Sorry, I thought Joan was frozen, but we're good. Okay, so then we're gonna sail overnight to the Bahamas, but we're on a good sized boat. It's about 100-foot long boat. We each have our own cabins with a real bed and everything in there. So we each have our own bed and everything, and so then hang on. So we each have our own bed and everything. So we'll have dinner on the boat, and then we're going to take the boat overnight to the Bahamas, and then we handle customs and all that sort of stuff while we're on the boat. Our captain does that for us, and then we go off and look for dolphins. So hopefully by 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, we will be swimming. 10, 11 a.m. We will have found the first pod of dolphins, and we'll be able to get in the water and swim with them. And the encounters can last anywhere from 5 minutes up to a couple hours. It really is up to the wildlife. And that's what's so special about this trip, is that we don't just have one try. We are out there for a week to be able to give us the most opportunities possible to encounter these animals in their natural habitat, which is really, really cool. And so we'll swim with them, and then right after that, we're gonna have, after the dolphins decide, okay, the encounter is maybe fizzled out or whatever, then we'll hop back on the boat. We'll get lunch on the boat. We have breakfast on the boat. All your meals are included on the boat. Um, and then in the afternoon, we usually give the dolphins a break because we don't want to disturb them while they're trying to sleep. And during that time, the captain can take us to a shallow reef where we can snorkel and kind of swim around, or you can just relax on the boat. If you're scuba certified, you can bring your gear, and tanks are included. So, and I can help coordinate gear rental if anyone needs that for that week as well. I have some contacts down here that I can help with that. And then after that, we get another chance to swim with the dolphins again in the evening. And then we have dinner, and then potentially, if they're still around and after dark, we could maybe swim with them again. And that'll kind of be the itinerary for about the next several days until our final day, which is Friday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we get to swim with dolphins, hang out in the Bahamas, eat good food, enjoy each other's company. Um, and then on Friday night, we have to say goodbye and we have to drive the boat back to Palm Beach. So we'll be back at the dock and ready to get off by 10 a.m. the following morning. So it's very easy. You could fly in and out for this trip and not have to pay for any other hotels for this. So it would be very easy to do that. I can help arrange transport to the boat as well, you know, because I'm based here in Florida. So I could definitely help with all of that. And another thing is that I'll do is when you guys are all in the water, I have underwater cameras, so I'll be able to get footage of everybody. We're going to do some fun learning while we're on the boat about dolphins, and I'm sure Joan also has her own programs that she's going to do as well. Hang on, I'm going to try to see. I can't hear Joan right now, so give me 1 second. Sorry, you have to stare at the ceiling.